So now again, looking at the course management aspect of things, we're looking at the club selection and distances that are relevant for when you're hitting your approach shots onto the green. So I've got a selection of mid-irons here for a shot that I'm going to be playing from just next to the big tree in the background there. Just to the left of the big tree there's a teeing ground for a par 3 hole. Plays about 150 yards down this fairway over my shoulder and onto the green here. So as I walk round onto the green, you'll be able to see the humps and hollows at the front of the green here. Another hollow in the front area there, and then a very large bunker and runoff area around this front area here that drops about 8 feet down into a bunker over on that side. So walking up onto the green now, the hole plays 150 yards right into the middle area right here. I can pace this back to the flag now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 yards to the front edge, so about 140 yards for around about this area. And I think a lot of people would be able to see that from the teeing ground. They would assume the flag is shorter than the middle and aim for around about this area to the 140 yards. So that might be, let's say that's going to be the 8 iron. So I'm going to leave the 8 iron on the green right here. Now that shot would be a very popular shot for people to play. People often see where the flag is and aim directly for the flag. But if I just pace the green across from this area, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 yards, and the runoff areas at that area start to take the ball sideways, so you've probably got a 9-yard window here, right and left, before it runs off sideways into this gully at the front right hand corner, or runs off into quite a deep bunker. You know, this bunker's probably one of the deeper ones you'll see, maybe 6 or 8 feet down into that bunker there. Definitely a place that we'd want to avoid on the golf course. So just being conscious that if I aim the 140-yard shot in here with my 8 iron, my landing area is 9 yards wide, and either side of that I've probably got bogey on this side and maybe even double bogey on this side, double bogey or worse depending on how your bunker play is. So I think one thing I'd be conscious of is maybe taking a club that doesn't necessarily land right next to the flag, but actually lands beyond the flag, aiming quite deliberately to go past the flag. So let's take some yardage out again here. We talked about another 10 yards going back up towards the middle of the green. So that would be a 7 iron shot to around about this sort of area. But actually I could also get my 6 iron onto the green, taking a 6 iron going another 10 yards back. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take my 6 iron to this area. Now just look how big the green is back in this section here. It must be 20, 25 yards across. It's a much bigger space, much bigger area than this front side. And actually the bunker finishes here level with 150, and likewise the mound and the depression at the front finishes around about 150. So anything that flies 150 yards and further back has very little trouble to land in, has a much bigger space, much bigger landing area, and actually at the back there's some mounds that tip in which would actually make the green feel and play even bigger than that. So we've got a 9-yard window at the front, very narrow, very tight, two runoff areas, a larger section in the middle of the green and a massive section at the back of the green. So often when you're playing these shots, playing them straight up the green, don't get caught out by this sucker pin position again. This flag sucks you into the front edge, and only a sucker would really play for this flag. So unless you're very good, unless you've got a real good eye on how hard you're going to hit the ball, how far you're going to hit the ball, and whether you can keep it in this 9-yard window, this flag is almost out of play for most golfers. I would encourage you to take at least a club more to 150, and if you don't really have a great deal of confidence in how accurately you can hit the ball, let's take 2 extra clubs, play to the very back of the green, and just take 2 nice safe puts down. And that's got a much higher percentage of making a 3 by aiming at the back of the green than it is aiming at the front of the green, bringing in bogey and double bogey with these 2 hazards around the front edge.